George St-Pierre.
One of the most diverse fighters in the history of
St-Pierre. Picks him up, throws him down. We got ourselves a fight, ladies and gentlemen.
For the winner. And still
19th career win. He is the all-time best in UFC history.
Listen, everyone, it was a lot of talk about what's going to happen. I need to hang up my glove for a little bit.
George Rush St-Pierre, the winningest fighter in UFC history.
GSP is back. He is returning to the Octagon, UFC 217 at Madison Square Garden. George St-Pierre, how are you, man?
I'm doing fantastic, thank you.
You've been gone for 4 years. You have Michael Bisping on a huge night for UFC. Why now?
It's the right timing, and I wanted my comeback fight to be epic. So that's why I'm aiming for the biggest fish, so to speak, to fight.
George, you think you're gonna come back, step up a weight class and take my belt? You're out of your goddamn mind.
I know I'm the best I've ever been. I come back not because it's easy, I come back because it's hard.
I've been fighting the best. Anderson Silva, Dan Henderson, Luke Rockhold, finishing them all, winning fights. You've been sat in your ass doing all.
After a decade in the UFC, always in shape and rarely out of commission, Bisping racked up victories and Octagon time, finishing 21 of his 31 wins.
Michael, the Count Bisping, is back home.
Really excited to see Michael Bisping get this fight that he's been so determined to get throughout his whole career. He's been chasing Anderson Silva down all the way in the Octagon in London at the O2 Arena.
The Ultimate Fighter Season 3 winner finally got the watershed win he sought when he defeated all-time great Anderson Silva in February 2016.
And good shots from Bisping. Anderson looked wrong for a second.
Nice.
Anderson goes down. Michael's pouring on the pressure.
Bisping revs up his efforts towards the final bell. The winner, Michael Bisping!
The victory put Bisping on the short list of athletes qualified to face new middleweight champion Luke Rockhold that spring, when an opponent pulled out 17 days before the title fight.
Not a single person in the world I would rather take the belt off than this smug motherfucker right here.
He's got confidence, he's got momentum, and he's got the opportunity that he's been campaigning for a long time.
Having lost to Rockhold in their previous meeting, Bisping entered the Octagon as a +400 underdog.
He got rocked. Bisping caught him with a left. And again, Michael Bisping is the new UFC middleweight champion of the world.
Bisping gleefully shocked the world by knocking out Rockhold and securing the title that he long believed would be his. If Bisping's road to gold made him an unlikely champion,
He is the all-time best in UFC history.
St-Pierre's dominance in the role makes him an even unlikelier challenger. For most of 7 years, the welterweight title belonged to one man, as Georges St-Pierre turned back the best of his generation.
He wants to be the man that brought MMA to a different level.
With calculated game plans that made it look maddeningly easy, he mowed down the field and became one of the UFC's true superstars.
Georges St-Pierre represents the very best aspects of martial arts.
In 2013, after his 12th straight win, St-Pierre left the Octagon on his own terms.
Are you retiring right now? Is that what you're saying? I have to go away for a little bit at least.
Now fully reinvigorated and confident in the power he's developed at 185 pounds, one of the UFC's best ever seeks to re-enter competition and re-establish himself as champion.
I've had the welterweight title before. Now I'm fighting for the middleweight title of the UFC.
You're gonna be looking up at the stars thinking, what the f am I doing?
I look better than I ever been. I feel better than I ever been. And I'm more hungry than I ever been.
Georges St-Pierre is back!
Make no mistake, November 4th, I'm going to knock you out.
Bad blood may be newly brewing between the champion and Georges St-Pierre, but in UFC 217's co-main event, it's boiling over. Bantamweight champion Cody Garbrandt and former champion TJ Dillashaw enter their tactical matchup as ex-teammates with a score to settle.
The reason why I took it to heart was we're defending him on Ultimate Fighter when Faber was coaching against McGregor.
Ah, there's a little snake in the grass right there. You're right, built him up. Dwayne comes in, takes over, and then takes the champion.
No, I'm still there.
You pretend you're still there, but you ain't still there.
I confronted TJ about, is he with us for Team Alpha Male? And he's like, yeah, we are. So he straight lied to my face. I get in a fight with Connor.
I'll do something about it.
Well, do something then. Do something then. Do something then.
Comes full circle a couple weeks later, proceeds on that he's actually left. He got a house out there. So it's like, slap in my face.
Scary little which you are.
Oh, yeah. I'm shaking, bro. I'm shaking.
A couple years later, we're coaching against each other in Ultimate Fighter.
Nice! He's hurt! You win this! Come on!
I think it all leads down to just insecurity. Cody's not very smart. He doesn't have anything that he can say that's witty. And he feels like he needs to create drama to be important.
What the are you gonna do? I'll grab you by your
Whip your ass. You know, I trained a lot with him. I helped him out a lot. He helped me out a lot. You know, and I thought we were cool. And now to hate me because I like Dwayne is pretty crazy.
I'm gonna knock you the out.
Yeah, right.
Yes, I trust you.
You better hope.
I find it hilarious. I'm just gonna smile at the guy and I'm gonna punish him the night we fight.
What a combination! What a finish! Oh, Cody Garbrandt by knockout!
I went from unranked to world champion in the same calendar year.
TJ doesn't bother me. A Mack truck doesn't worry about a pebble. TJ Dillashaw, come try me.
In the pantheon of dominant champions, one 115-pound woman holds her own against names like Georges St-Pierre, Anderson Silva, and Ronda Rousey. At UFC 217, strawweight queen Joanna Jedrzejczyk looks to continue her ruthless championship reign and break Ronda Rousey's record for most championship wins in a women's division.
Still! Her entire life revolves around this belt, defending it.
That is enough! Wow. Joanna Jedrzejczyk has delivered the Polish power.
I'm humble every day. I challenge myself every day.
And again. And again.
They can stop this fight, and he does.
To be a multiple-time world Muay Thai champion, and then to take those elite, high-level striking skills and dominate in MMA the way she has, you have to have a very special mind.
Big connection.
Just constant punishment by Jedrzejczyk.
There is only one strawweight champion of the world, and it's me, Joanna Jedrzejczyk from Poland. Remember that no one is taking this belt from me. No one.
But standing in the way of Joanna's history-making dream is the ferocious Rose Namajunas.
Oh!
Rose has reinvented herself since challenging in the promotion's first-ever strawweight title fight and is determined not to let that belt escape her again.
There's the tap from Rose Namajunas with arguably the biggest win of her life.
I feel like I can go all the way to the belt and hold it for a while. So, Joanna, I'm coming for you. Be careful.
Rose Namajunas finishes the job in a main event for the ages. What a fight.
She has done such a good job of reinventing her game, even though she's young in her career, but her striking and footwork now, she has the ability to control a fight.
Beautiful takedown by Rose off of the punch.
The highest takedown accuracy in the history of this division.
She's got a lot of skill, a lot of momentum, and she is incredibly focused right now.
As the fights draw near, each athlete's mission becomes clearer and their preparations perfected. In the 3 world title fights at UFC 217, champions will be crowned, legacies will be rewritten, and history will be made.